we're here with West of Loathing. We're back. Oh, that's right, I was in the ghost town. Did I do everything here? I can't think of anything I need. I think I did everything. Department of Records, how can I help you, Mr. Chavez? Can't think of anything. Nothing that you can do for me. No, I can't think of anything. Never mind. I don't want to buy beer. Whew. You know what? I'll just ask Susie. Susie's a great helper. Well, don't that beat all? An actual ghost town. Weird. How do buildings even die? Well, one good fire do that. Question is, how does a building die and then stick around as a ghost? Unfinished business? What business does a building have? Mortgage not paid off? Nah, there'd be way more of them in that case. Am I forgetting about anything? Susie reminds you that Roy Bean wants you to recover his stolen jelly beans from goblins living in the giant cactus near his house. Thanks for the reminder. An old granddad? Hey, hi, no climbing for a humans. I'm here for taking back a jar of jelly beans you goblins stealing. Oh, what? Jelly beans, little colorful sugar things? Oh, little fruit rocks? Yeah, those. Those are for the pile. The what? Anyway, no upstairs for humans. Maybe we can trading. No trading, but you can bribing me. Okay, cool. What are you wanting? A candy bar, a good human candy bar, the bubbles. Having. You knowing it? I'll see what I can do. Alright, I have no idea where that would be. Is the buffalo pile the crazy bone place? Phew, it was crazy hot out here. The desert is just the worst. If you stay here too long, you could end up like one of those charred black skeletons clacking towards you. I think Shoot Nanny's gonna be the best course of action here. Yeah. Oh, I can't control Buffalo Bill. He just does whatever he damn well pleases. Buffalo. Okay, phone is on vibrate. Flip it over. Don't need to see it. Leave the slab. These shelves are filled with hundreds of crates. Grab them bones. You're pretty much set for bones right now. You can always come back if you're running low. You spy a patch of loco weed growing next to the trail. I don't try to get loco. Crap! That guy had stopped messing with his watch and started eating jelly beans. Wait. Oh, okay. Sure I can't have one of those jelly beans. Maybe if I in Breadwood. Oh, that's right. He needs a bunch of help. Yep, the caretaker is back on duty. Well, that's certainly good to hear. Those skeletons were a real nuisance. They sure have a way of getting under your skin. The mayor glances at the list of problems posted on the wall and paces around nervously. Yeah. Alright. The stolen yeast, the soup shortage, the logging permit, the missing mail. You glance at the problems on the board, which offers a selection of current issues as well as a dire warning. Which problems do you want? Okay, yeah. Our last batch of mail never got here. We don't know if something happened to the mailman or what. Go talk to Reginald in the bunkhouse. He used to be a mailman, so he can tell you where to start your search. Got it. All is not well with this well. Let's try you with Reginald. You already looted this Foot Locker. Howdy, Hobbert. Howdy, Ricky. You managed to take a picture of that owl skeleton yet? Sure did. Here you go. Great. Oh, will you look at that? What a beaut. Well, thank you, Ricky. I ain't got anything for a reward, but I imagine you'll get some experience points out of it. See ya, Hobbert. Howdy, are you Reginald? Who the fuckacia are you? Name's Ricky Chavez. The mayor's got me investigating some missing mail. Said you could give me a line on where to start looking? Oh yeah, alright. I gave up being a mailman a couple years ago, but I doubt they've changed the system much. All the mail headed here used to go through a way station just southwest of here. I'll mark it on your map. Thanks. Oh, da, da, da. Should I just do it? Sure, why not? Dun, dun. Do 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 do. Just southwest of here. That's northwest. Dun 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 dun. It says Postal Service property, no trespassing. Trespass. It's a stack of old newspapers. Go through them. Oh hey, there's an undelivered letter beneath the stack. It's addressed to Roy Bean. Stack of old newspapers. Go through them. Nothing interesting. Oh wait, there's actually a postcard in here that you could use. It's a stack of old newspapers. Somebody has removed all the funnies, so there's literally no reason to care about them. It's a stack of old newspapers. Oh, there's an article in here about how they had to change the name of a nearby cemetery due to so many skeletons being raised there. You mark down the cemetery's location on your map, Reboot Hill. The cabinet is full of maps, but you have no idea what any of them mean. Maybe you could ask about it at the post office in Dirtwater. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe not. A big map of the whole region with lots of confusing little annotations on it. You don't even want to know what bureaucratic processes were involved in the placement of this outhouse. Why not deliver it? Breadwood. We're gonna go to Reboot Hill after. What the heck? A ranting, flailing man that has just burst out of the woods is running straight for you. He's wearing a strange, dome-shaped metal hat, which bristles with wires and odd protrusions that crackle intermittently with bright blue sparks. He seems upset. Trick him into taking off his hat. Spiders, or whatever you're freaking out about. They're on your head. Inside my head. No, just on top. Take the hat off. The man scrabbles frantically at the metal hat, and a bright blue flash momentarily blinds you. When your vision clears, the man is lying still with his eyes rolled all the way up into his head. Yeesh. Poor guy. What in the hell was that about? You pick up the strange helmet and stow it carefully in your pack. Crazy electric helmet. -5 muscle, mysticality, and moxie, but 1 AP. This hat has all kinds of crazy wires and stuff sticking out of it. It constantly zaps you with electricity while you're wearing it. Okay. Woohoo! I already told you what I know about the mail. You son of a biscuit. Leave me be. This beard ain't gonna grow itself. Roy Bean. Partway down the trail, Rocco stumbles. They seem pretty tired from carrying you around all time. Sorry, horse. Bam, 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 bam. I found this letter addressed to you. A letter? You hand over the letter. He opens it, reads it, snorts derisively, and tosses it into the fireplace behind him. Thanks anyway. Nod. Crazy electric helmet. Alright, time to go to Reboot Hill. Roko's nostrils flare and suddenly zags off the trail into some foothills, eventually coming to a stop outside a very fragrant mine. Head where you were headed before. Stop and smell the soup. Boot Hill? It used to just be called Boot Hill? Don't worry, it's just paint. What happens if I turned off colorblind mode? Nope, it's still black and white. Woohoo! There's so much nothing. Strange, there's a keyhole in the trunk of this tree. Okay. Good to know. Plot number 1. Okay. Rebecca Smith, 1800 to 1895. Billy Spider McKinley turned out to be way more than one. 1549 to 1630. This time, the bar ate him. Wise old Jed Marmot. The ground here seems reasonably soft. Dig it up. You got a marmot skin cap. Woo-wee. And if I can use a... Not the one I want. That's not the one I want. Oh, I don't have any more of them. The snakeskin band, hat band. I need more of that. Peggy Immortal, 1673 to 1744. Kinda ironic. Big Bob Hurlingham, gone to the big pie eating contest in the sky, 1788 to 1842. The ground here seems unreasonably soft. Tripe pie? This is a pie crust filled with intestines. It just goes to show one man's nightmare garbage is another man's dinner. Sniddly Crandlesworth, 1800 to 1700. He was sort of like a Benjamin Button kind of thing. Biff Bunkerston, 1400 to 1492. He was a real butt face. Clean Willie Hinks, 1763 to 1822. Really is gonna hate this burial thing. Annetta Centabomb, 1689 to 1762. Tried to eat her way out of a bear. Buck Jeansley. Nobody ever saw a man die that way before. Looks like there's a whole gang buried here. Wait in. Guinevere Sweet. No, no, no! How much AP do I have? 3? I'll just shoot everything. I don't care. Oh! Whew. Oh no! I hope I can take this guy out here. Yeah, I'll definitely be able to take him out. And I will actually heal myself here. Ba-chill. Ba-chill. Are they just gonna boost each other's stats? Yep. You defeated the whole gang of sweet skeletons. You gained 200 experience. Here lie the sweet gang. May they never wake up. Take the sword. You pluck the sword from the stone. Now you're royalty. Sweet sword. This sword used to adorn the grave of the sweet gang. Now it adorns the faces of your enemies. Briefly. Oh, it's my lapel. 6 pistol damage. I definitely want the 6 pistol attack damage. Woohoo! You see the ghost of an elderly woman holding flowers. She seems lost and depressed above and beyond what's expected for a ghost. Howdy, ma'am. Is there something I can help you with? Oh, it's awful. I can't remember. I can't remember at all. Let's start at the beginning, okay? Well, you see, I had 4 daughters. They married 4 brothers, the Smith boys, and after that, they each had 5 daughters of their own. Unfortunately, I outlived every one of the 24 of them. You know you're a ghost, right? Oh, yes. In fact, I died here in this graveyard where they're all buried. I came to visit them, and I suppose my poor old heart finally gave out. That's not a problem, though. 95 years is a pretty good run after all. So, what did you forget? I brought the bouquet of flowers to put on my favorite granddaughter's grave, but I can't remember which of them was my favorite. I'm so ashamed, and I can't bear to leave until I remember. I see. Well, maybe I can help you figure it out. Oh, thank you. I'd appreciate that ever so much. No problem, ma'am. Can you remember anything about your granddaughter? Well, I'm quite certain her first name ended in a vowel. Anything else? I remember it was 40 when she was born. Oh no, 37. Or was it 42? It must have been somewhere in that range at least. Okay, anything else? Okay. Let's break out the pen and paper. Then by pen and paper, I mean the memo. West, wall. So, let's see, let's scroll up. First name ends in vowel. Born in 37 to 42. First name longer than last. Okay, anything else? I remember that she wasn't buried next to any of my daughters. Not buried next to daughters. Okay, anything else? She sniffles a little. She passed at the same age as poor Becky, who was always in such ill health. Passed at same age of Becky. Belly. Anything else? Oh, her favorite hobby was knitting. She starts to sob. She knit me a lovely sweater for Crimbo just the year before she died, and that's all I can remember. Likes knitting. Hang on, let me think a moment. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, dearie, I'll be here. Pamela Smith, Pearl Smith. So, born, okay, that's, okay. But Pearl is also a female name, so it's not there. Penultimate Becky Smith? Is that the only Becky? Little Becky. Here, first name ended a vowel. She wasn't buried next. Poor Becky, who was always such in ill health. Is there a poor Becky here? First Becky Smith, Faith Smith, Fidelity, Farah, a loosely packed grave. You uncover a coffin that was apparently delivered by mail because it still has the address printed on it. Either way, that or this was a joke about somebody going to Hellstrom Ranch after they die. Melissa, Magdalene, Metzel, Becky Smith. So let's see. Becky ages. So what, that's 16? $24. Yeah, 24. First Becky Smith. So that's 40, 38. Metzel Becky. That's 50. Okay, Magdalene, Melissa, Farah, Fidelity, Faith, Meredith. Alright, that's all the Beckys. So first name ends in a vowel. Faye, Fiona, Paula, Margaret, Linda, Liliana, Smith. Pamela, Pearl, Becky, Leslie, Lilith, Becky, Penelope, Patricia. So all of these graves are next to another. Maybe she's at plot over here. Rebecca. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I did all this work for no reason. I think I know who she was. Granny's face lights up as you nervously glance at the tombstones behind her. Did her name start with actually, never mind. I should think more about this. God damn it. Shank Weems? Oh god. So she was born between 37 and 42. That's a big help. Oh, never mind. Not any of these. Metzel, Becky Smith. Maybe. Not that. Can't be. Might be Faye. Could be Fiona. Could be first Becky Smith. Couldn't be Paula. Couldn't be Fiona. Because that's 5 letters, that's 5 letters. Couldn't be that. So far, and that's 41. And this person was 16. Oh, I think it's Faye. I think I know who she was. Does it start with a F? Granny's eyebrows raised, hopefully. Was it Fa? Granny's eyes widen. Faye? Granny's face falls and she starts to cry. No, it wasn't her. Oh, I'll never remember. I'm sorry. Thank you for trying, but please leave me alone with my grief. Granny Smith is too despondent to speak to you right now. Maybe she'll be over it by tomorrow. I just got bodied. Vernon Pensicord, professional sword swallower. Dynamite Jim Fresca, all the bits we can find. The tombstone is big and fancy and has a door on the front. Open the door. Inside there's a document and a weird little metal object. Read the document. The document describes a Tontine, the burial wishes of Chet Busterly, and a weird sequence of letters, BTLITR. Huh. Take the object. You pick up the object. It looks like a piece of a broken key. This is a key fragment of a key that can be found in that big fancy tombstone in Reboot Hill. Interesting. The tombstone, pick the lock. You skillfully pick the lock. Inside the tombstone is a document and a weird little metal object. The document describes a Tontine, the burial wishes of Sam Feathersmith, and a weird sequence of letters. Huh. Take the object. Ah. You don't have all the pieces of the key. I need lock picking to get the rest of the key. Skank Weems, we're reasonably sure he's dead. Oh, Omada. They got him coming and going. 1781 to 1871. Dink Scotch Turkinson, drowned in a whiskey barrel. It's what he would have wanted. The ground here seems reasonably soft. Decent whiskey. Old Dead Tom. Took us kind of a long time to get around to this. 1619 to 1833. Fred Deeks, 1790 to 1862. Couldn't remember the rhyme about which snakes are poisonous. A patent emetic. This substance, okay, yeah, cures poison. Generald Flens died as he lived, screaming. First lady bicyclist to ride. Wait, Annette Jangle, first lady bicyclist to ride off a cliff. The ground here seems reasonably soft. Riding boots. Lavender Crinks, inventor of external combustion engine. It's the remains of a picnic. Loot it. Plum pudding, jellied escargot, and gothic cameo. It's an ornately carved brooch with a jet black gem in the center, which, come to think of it, might be jet black because it is in fact a jet. Woohoo! Paulette Tootsbury. Died of a disease we don't have a name for yet. The ground here seems reasonably soft. Based on the contents of the coffin, you have called it exploding skull syndrome. You got 3 skull chips. Perletta Fink, territorial scoffing champion. Xavier J. Hornhog, ran for mayor, right off a cliff. Gina Slapradish, ate way too many wasps. Lucky Vinnie Pike, it's bound to run out sooner or later. Hazel Batchley embroidered herself to death. That one guy, you know the one. Yeah, him. Fred Haggins, the most strikingly rat-faced man any of us had ever seen. Sanrietta Minkleston, tried to eat a live eagle on a dare. The ground here seems reasonably soft. Looks like the eagle knocked out all her teeth on its way down. Handful of loose teeth. The skeleton doesn't seem particularly threatening, apart from being a general reminder of your own mortality. Hello? Who are you? My name's Bernard, but shh, lower your voice. They'll hear us. Who, the cultists? Shh, yes. Not a fan? They're reanimating dead people. Dead people's skeletons. I don't want to be reanimated. It sounds horrible. Can you imagine having to walk around without your skin on? How embarrassing. Not to mention cold. Sure, well, plus I mean, dying's hard enough. Who wants to come back to life just when you've got used to being dead, right? I can see that. I can see that. Please, can you do something? I don't want them to find me. Okay, I'll let you know when it's safe. Great, thanks. I'll just hang back here until the coast is clear. Up, 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 up. Crush them, dispel them, shoot them. You're not going to get past this barrier of whirling bones without, well, making it so there's no barrier of whirling bones here anymore. You draw your pistol and definitely shoot the floating bones into bits that are too small to float. Nothing to it. Susan Boingstrom, buried with her treasured collection of dog ears. These cultists look like they're barely maintaining control over that skeleton. Wait a while and see what happens. You hide behind a tombstone and wait. After a few moments, the skeleton wrests itself from the cultist's control and goes on a rampage. Bones and teeth fly everywhere, and none of them belong to the skeleton. If that gives you any indication of how the fight turns out. Seemingly satisfied with the carnage, it has caused the skeleton scratches something. Seemingly satisfied with the carnage it has caused, the skeleton scratches something into the ground and then shuffles off to the south. Yikes. Dead room, nothing left but boots and teeth. Grutch? This is what the skeleton wrote, must be its name. There's a black book on the pedestal, take it. Horrifying concepts of Nex-Mex. Being a necromancer isn't all about skeletons and skulls. Sometimes you get to go slightly further down the hierarchy and do stuff with teeth. This is... okay, yeah. Peninsula Wackersley. Nice lady, but a really unfortunate name. This is a hastily constructed, very shallow privy. I need stench resistance. Do any hats I have do that? No, I don't think so. Gotta have something, right? Will this do the trick? Yeah, it will. You open the door and dig around in the detritus. There's a little slip of pink paper here. Discipline slip. Looks like one of the necromancer's cultists got written up. 2 more of these and he'll be ritually eviscerated. Nothing personal. It's just corporate policy. You read over the infraction listed on the slip. Looks like one of the cultists was gathering dangerous mushrooms. Curious. You stick the slip into your journal. I should check that out. You open the Necromancer journal and examine information you've collected so far. The robe receipt you found has let you determine that the Necromancer's lair is west of the mountains. Right. The cryptic note you found about Hellcow energy indicates that the Necromancer's lair is somewhat fairly close to Hellstorm Ranch. Yes. You found that discipline slip that mentioned dangerous mushrooms. It said there's a patch of Mortis austratus near the lair. Death oysters. They only grow in a narrow band between the big canyons and the mountains. That narrows it down. Looks like that's everything you've got so far. Alrighty. Large plush kitty. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop. Hello. Who are you? My name's Bernard, but shh. Okay. I took care of them already. Great. Phew. That's a load off my mind. Let me tell you here. Here, you can have this worry stone. I don't need it anymore. This rock had a hole rubbed in it by incessant worrying. Fidgeting with it will stop you from looking anxious all the time. This item goes in your offhand. Cool, thanks. Whew. It's offhand though. Right? Yeah. It's only +6 Moxie. Ba-ba. Soup stock load. Some kind of crazy skeleton charges at you from behind a rocky outcropping. He's crazier than most animated walking human skeletons, you see, because he's got a buffalo skull for a head, and you aren't aware of there having been any buffalo-headed people living in this area, you know, historically. Stand your ground. You stand your ground and wait patiently as the buffalo-headed skeleton charges towards you. Just before he reaches you, he trips on a rock. Being incredibly top-heavy, he's unable to keep from falling over and bones fly everywhere with a crash. Cool. Yuck, a yucca. Somebody bent their yucca. This pile of tailing smells a lot like onions. The cart is overflowing with savory tailings. You wipe the soup off of that. You wipe the soup off and then dig in. 4 unrefined meat nuggets. These lockers have been pretty picked over from the looks of them. Can of oil, can of kerosene, and dynamite. There's a toolbox on this bench, but it's locked and welded to the bench. Nice work. The toolbox is unsurprisingly full of tools. You got an item, hammer and monkey wrench. You don't have a suitable vessel. It's a pool of boiling soup. It's a pool of boiling soup. A knapsack. It's mostly filled with trash, but you do find a spooky white mask. Weird. This is one of those spooky white masks the cultists you keep running into in mines wear. Whoever was camping here left in a hurry. The diary under the crude pillow of this bedroll. Entry 1. This mine is the worst. It sucks so bad here. I have been in some lousy mines, but this one really takes the cake. Everything smells like soup. The walls are slick with it. I swear, I can feel it getting into my pores. If I went to a doctor for a blood test, he'd probably tell me my blood is tomato basil bisque or whatever. We finally managed to get deep enough to hear the master, but it turned out the dang soup table is higher than we thought. We're spending 90% of our time bailing the stuff out and only 10% digging. I got noodles in my boots. I hate this so much. Now the damn elevator's busted. It was always making a rattling noise and the guys off shift couldn't sleep. That finally stopped. But it stopped because the elevator itself stopped and we can't move it at all. Why did we even set up camp here? I had to spend the whole day scrounging around to find replacement 137, 59, and 23-pound compression springs for repairs. We'll install them tomorrow. Boss says we're giving up here and heading into a real deep mine they found up northwest. It's a shame we wasted all this work, but hot damn, it'll be good to get away from the soup. I will never eat soup again in my life. Got the springs installed proper like with the strongest behind the shortest bolt and so on. But there's no time to wrench everything down. Gotta pack. Not like the elevator matters much anyway anymore. I really hope I don't screw up again and forget my diary here when it's time to leave. I don't think I've ever managed to fill in more than 10 pages in the same diary. That's the last entry. I'm actually gonna lower the volume a bit. Even though this is a jam. Attempt to fix it. You see 3 different sized bolts on the side of the elevator, which are all very loose. There's a sign that says 3,200 pounds pressure required, and some sort of gauge which currently reads 0, whatever that means. Smack the elevator into shape. You smack the elevator in the exact right spot to correctly position all 3 of the bolts. All in a day's work. Oh god, I love this game. Your El Vibrato transponder goes crazy when you get it near this crack. Breakthrough. The sign says Kuzono Krokus Tasta Bon Beno Kro Kuzkro. It's an El Vibrato container. Requires a keystone. The screen on this machine says Kuzhono Krokus Tasta Beno Kro Kuzkro Hopa Krokus Tasta. Light pulses in a pentagonal aperture on the side of the machine. Huh. Fun. Fun area. There are hundreds of snakes lounging around in this pool of hot soup. There's a lot of heat, but you can take it. Chow. 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 You made mincemeat of those soup snakes. Stewed snake, 26 meat, snake liver. It's a bowl of snake meat, stewed in both its own juices and those of an underground spring filled with boiling soup. Hooray! eldritch soup snake. Yeah, I think that's all I get from these. Stewed snake. I don't have a suitable vessel. How many potions? I might actually do this. Sugar guns. Oh, that's right. I can't drink this still. Increases your item drop bonus for 10% for the rest of the day. You pull the dropper out and try to do a trick where you drip the oil into your mouth from as far up as you can, but you end up getting most of it in your eyes. You gain an effect, peppermint eyes. You accidentally got some peppermint oil in your eyes and you're seeing all kinds of extra stuff. Ow, 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 ow! Bop, 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 bop. You know, I'm gonna go back to the circus and just wander around there. Well, this is unusual. In this wooded area outside in the middle of nowhere, a goblin has constructed a little lean-to with a rough wooden counter. It looks like something a kid would sell lemonade out of, except instead of lemonade, they've got a display of shiny bits of jewelry. Hello, many hello to you, good human. Are you having interest in a fine example of goblin jewelry craft? You look over the display of jewelry, which is in usual goblin fashion is cobbled together from bits of scavenged material. They're tiny materials though, and charming in an outsider art kind of way. Did you yourself to making these? Oh no, mine skill is to selling only. These I am buying from goblin artisans and the savings to passing along to you a customer. Examine the merchandise. On closer inspection, most of the jewelry on offer is rubbish, but you do spot a few things that are rather nice looking. The goblin notices your interest. Rings are 100 meat for buying. Buy the elegant ring. Sold thanking you, here it is. Ugh. Maybe, who knows. This ring is made entirely of lead. It looks pretty nice, but it is definitely giving you some kind of brain poisoning. Thank them and leave. Not worth. You smell it before you see it. A gross skeleton. Yeah. Smeleton. Ah! Boop, 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 boop. You rein in your horse upon hearing a rattle of bones. The skeletal figure scuttles towards you. It's a little confusing to look at. Instead of a skull, it has another smaller skeleton growing out of the top of its spine. It also has a manacle locked around one of its ankles, trailing a length of broken chains. Looks like it escaped from somewhere. Oh no, look out! A large dog with another smaller dog riding on its back! I sure wouldn't want to be made out of delicious bones of various sizes. The skeletons scamper away in fright. I guess having a brain the size of a ping pong ball limits their critical thinking skills. I forgot what I was doing. Seems like we have to do the mayor's jobs for him. Or get lumber for Smee. No. Oh well. Your El Vibrato transponder thingy bleeps and you follow the bleeps to a shallow cave that you think might be a bear den. Fortunately, the bear isn't in right now and you find a weird crate at the back. You poke at the crate until you find the button that makes it open. Presumably the bear won't miss this stuff. Relocates El Vibrato constructs to elsewhere. Ooh. I was supposed to do something at Reboot Hill for someone, the mayor in Brentwood, I think. There's an open grave here. It's a little weird. Jump in. Gold skull. Any sign of that missing mail? Not yet. The mayor glances at the list of problems posted on the wall. I thought I found that missing mail. Susie reminds you that you're in the middle of investigating a missing shipment of mail to Redwood. Oh. Much obliged, Susie. The professor's house. You find an abandoned crate which has mine stuff stenciled on the side, which is the worst grammar you've ever seen. Sulfur match. You pry the lid of your crate and help yourself to the contents, which are now your stuff. Sulfur match, can of oil, and a lodestone ring. Lodestone is a rare material that is magnetically attracted to meat. It's a real treasure to a prospector and a real nuisance to a butcher. Good to see you again. Have you got those 5 piles of scrap yet? Yep, got them right here. Great, let me just, yep, okay. This'll do the trick. Let me just get this running and then you'll be able to grab a keystone from it. It'll take another 5 scrap for each one you need. Are you familiar with the lost Dutch oven mine? Grim place, but that's where I found the chassis for that fabricator wedged behind an unusual pile of rocks. Seems like a good place to start hunting. Alright, I'm on it. Whew. It's way up here. This sluice isn't very tight. Tighten it. You tighten the loose screws and some ore gets jarred loose from up sluice. Unrefined meat nugget, unrefined meat nugget. Wow, those are some stinky fissures. I can't get any closer, not without some stench resistance at least. The stench here is barely tolerable. These lockers are all unlabeled and unlocked. Miner's pants and gas mask. +2 armor, that's it. This thing was hard to see out of even before it sat in a dusty mine for 15 years. You can't wear these if you're over 18. If you're over 18 feet tall because they'd be way too small for you. The miners must have eaten down here to avoid the stench upstairs. Grab what's left. Sugared pork balls, soda crackers, jellied escargot. I don't know what kind of tobacco these miners are chewing, but it must be extra corrosive because this brass spittoon is a hole eaten through the bottom and dark stains underneath it where the spit leaked out. Although oddly, it doesn't seem to be leaking now and it's half full. I guess the miners plugged the hole with something. Inspect it. It's a spittoon. It's disgusting. You can practically see the stink lines coming off of it. Come on, let's not do this. Inspect the spittoon. Ah, jeez. Fine, okay. You crouch down and take a careful look at the filthy spittoon. The inside is blackened with years worth of stains. The death broth inside has a rainbow sheen like a parking lot oil spill, and occasionally a little bubble pops on the surface. You can actually feel a slight warmth radiating off of it from whatever dire chemical reaction is taking place in there. You realize you're holding your breath, not deliberately, but from the human body's natural instinct for self-preservation. Inhale. Imagine someone made a big pot of chili con carne and left it under the porch. 3 rats crawl into the pot, eat half the chili, and then die. A week later, a family of cockroaches takes up residence among the writhing maggots. The cockroaches smoke thick black cigars which they light with tufts of burning human hair. That is what it smells like. Search it. Fortunately for you, the rainbow-colored film on the surface of liquid coats your hands as you plunge it into the toxic stew, keeping it from being immediately dissolved down to the bones. The smell intensifies and your stomach prepares to hose the poisons off your arm with a high-pressure stream of vomit. Your fingers touch something at the bottom of the spittoon. Better pull it out fast while you still have something to pull with. You pull the world's most disgusting pair of pants out of the spittoon and jump back as the whole of the spittoon's bottom, now unplugged, begins to leak streaming filth. Congratulations, you are now the proud owner of the worst object I've ever been paid to think about, narrowly defeating a leather bondage harness made from the skin of cows. Spit-soaked pants. These pants look and smell like they were used to line the bottom of a leaky spittoon, and there's a very good reason for that. Yeah, those are pretty good pants. These pants are see-through. The curse is that everyone can see your underwear. Thermos of spiked coffee. Sulfur match. This one's already been picked over. This card is empty. This elevator has a lot of stuff wrong with it. Hit the problems. You hit the elevator in all the right places. Write it down. I love this game. You emerge from the elevator in a deeper shaft. By the light of your lantern, you see the exposed meat veins on nearly every surface. It's unusual that there would be this much readily available meat left in a working mine, but were they digging? What were they digging for if not this? Curious. Woo! 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 It's a lot of experience, actually. Yeah. Dead-eye ready. I think I want to save that then. Yeah. This guy is totally out of it. He's gibbering and drooling and doesn't seem to even see you. Hey buddy, you okay? Glob. Uh-huh. You wave your hand in front of his face, but he doesn't react at all. Huh. Leave him to his gibbering. Shovels dulled to uselessness. A broken pickaxe. Was one of the miners digging with his helmet? Ugh, looks like a miner died trying to dig deeper with their hands. An ominous ladder leading down into a dark pit. The gem is pretty, but it smells terrible. Effluvious emerald. If this gem is half as valuable as it is pungent, you're in the money, and you should probably wash your hands before you spend it. This guy seems to have gnawed off his own hands before he did. This guy seems to have gnawed off his own hands before he died. The hair on the back of your neck stands up. The finger bones are all splintered. Your heart is pounding. There's still some little bits of fingernail in these gouges. You start to feel very uneasy. The scratches are just painted on. In blood! The hair on the back of your neck stands up. This guy worked his fingers to the bone digging and then worked his bones to the marrow. You have to get out of this pit right now. The gouge marks are dark with blood. You have to get out of this pit right now. As you get near the rock, the voices in your head begin to screaming too loudly to ignore. You have to get out of this pit right now. The pile was pretty obviously made on purpose. Closer inspection reveals that the stones are mortared together. What could be hidden in here? Talk the rocks into leaving. You are one smooth talker. Yes, I am. There's a trapezoidal piece missing from this weird crossbar thing. Huh. It's less rusty down here. Yeah, I think that's it. Howdy there, Roko. Alright, postal way station. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. It says postal service property, no trespassing. Boot Hill, there's an article about how they made it to change the name of Boot Hill Cemetery to Reboot Hill Cemetery because of all the skeletons in there coming back to life. Bow bow. Your transponder bleeps and the signal leads to one of those El Vibrato robots, which is basically just doing aimless donuts around a forest clearing. Approach it. You put that robot out of its misery, or boredom, or I guess just existence if you prefer not to personify it. Buttery biscuit. Ba 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 ba. Howdy, Hobbert. Howdy, Ricky. Still enjoying that owl skeleton picture? Yep. Okay, then. I already told you what I know about the mail, you son of a biscuit. Leave me alone. This beard ain't gonna grow itself. No, 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 no. I wanted to go to Reboot Hill. Never mind. See a wooden side off the side of the trail that leads Jumble Neck Mine, 4 miles that way. It's weird that they put a period on the end of the sign, and it's weird that they bothered to carve individual hyphens and a greater than sign instead of just carving an arrow in it. Check out the mine now. Rocks, probably some mine leavings that got piled up here. You poke around in the rocks, but don't find anything of interest. Oh well. Except for the dust all over everything and the fact that the guy at the desk is a ghost, this looks like a regular mine foreman's office. Oh, okay. A hat rack with the standard issue miner's helmet hanging on it. Grab it. Yoink! You got an item. Miner's helmet. The miner's helmet. A miner's helmet. The little lamp on the front is busted, but it still protects you from a bonk to the noggin. An old calendar. Looks like work stopped here a bunch of months ago. The safe is dirty but solid looking. Get away from that, the ghostly figure behind the desk growls. Take a closer look. You stoop down to take a closer look at the safe. It's pretty standard heavy duty safe with a dial type combination lock. Hey, something wrong with your ears? I told you to get away from there. Try to open the safe. Why, you little... Come here. Flee. Excuse me. Kid, I'm busy here. I've got a mine to run. Take a hike, okay? This mine is still running? I haven't seen anyone around here. We're miners, kid. If you saw anyone up here, I'd have to fire them for not doing their job. Your calendar is out of date. What? Yeah, it's like 6 months old. I like the picture, okay? Scram. How's business? Oh, just great. Hunky friggin' dory. See this face? This is my happy face, and I'm double excited about answering questions from some random kid that wandered into my office while I'm working. Look at how ecstatic I am. That's quite a silver tooth. That's quite a silver tooth you've got in that sarcastic grin. Made it myself. I've had a few little silver trinkets in my time. Now go away. Do you know that you're a ghost? Do you know that you're a pain in the ass? No, I'm serious. You see me laughing? This barrel is full of old grease. Ugh, take some. What? Just grab a handful? No. So, whoa, there's a human skull hidden in this rock pile. That's a little ominous. You got a silver tooth skull. Yikes. The elevator is pretty dusty inside and doesn't appear to have been maintained for quite a while. It does still seem functional, but the control lever is chained and padlocked. You also notice that the shaft is totally silent. You'd expect to hear rumbling of minecarts and the clanking of pickaxes echoing up from below, but there's nothing. You pick the lock, remove the chains, and give the lever a yank. The elevator shudders as it begins to descend, accompanied by the sound of clanking chains and grinding pulleys. Very quickly, it becomes too dark to see, and you pull out your lantern. Very slowly, the elevator reaches its destination. You pull the door open and peer into the gloom. Okay. This minecart is full of rocks. There doesn't look to be anything special about them. Give the cart a shove. You put your shoulder to the minecart and give it a shove. It trundles down the track and bonks into a big pile of rocks. Huh. Someone left their pickaxe here. Guess is what they call environmental storytelling. Old pickaxe. A worn old pickaxe you found in an abandoned jumble neck mine. It has the initials HH carved into the handle. Not much good for mining anymore, but you can still knock someone's head off with it. It's a headless skeleton. Skullless. Looks like there was a cave-in. There isn't much to see except for rocks. There's quite a lot of them though, so if you want to look at rocks, there's a great selection to choose from. It looks like the lever controls the junction of the minecart track. It makes a satisfying kerchonk noise. Looks like someone forgot their lunchbox down here. They must be real hungry by now. Pretty much everything inside is crumbled into dust except for a wax paper sandwich bag and some raisins that probably weren't intended to become raisins. The wax paper sandwich bag didn't do its job very well, though to be fair, 6 months is a long time to expect a sandwich to stay fresh. 100% all natural raisins created by the ravages of time increases your melee damage by 15 for the rest of the day. This is a crate of old dynamite. Dynamite gets very dangerous when it ages, but I know better than to try and stop you from taking a stick if you've decided you want one. I have decided that. You pick up a stick of old dynamite. I don't recommend you do a lot of hopping up and down while carrying that. Unstable stick of dynamite. The nitroglycerin is starting to sweat out of this dynamite and crystallize on the outside. It makes it extremely dangerous, and you should probably not try to use it in a fight. I mean, you shouldn't be carrying it around in your pockets, but it's a little late for that warning. The lever mechanism is rusted and stuck. This is going to require something heavier than a can of oil, it seems like. This minecart is full of rocks. There doesn't look to be anything special about them. You would just stick an unstable old dynamite into the minecart. This can't possibly go awry. Give the cart a shove. Oh, what? Nothing new here. It's a headless skeleton. Darn. As Roko carefully navigates a bunch of weird rock formations, everything suddenly goes silent. Everything except the racing of your pulse. That is because you've stumbled across a horrifying ungulith. No problem. Poof. I don't think there's anything at Reboot Hill for the mail. You find an overturned military stagecoach. Half buried behind it is a crate labeled supplies in stenciled military type. You dig around the wreckage and find a manifest. Looks like this thing was bound for Fort Memoriam, but it says delivery was declined. Military grade. You pry off the lid of the crate to help yourself to the contents. If Fort Memoriam doesn't want it, you'll take it. Military grade whiskey, chemical bullet. Now let's get back on the trail, soldier. Don't worry, it's just paint. Alright, let's go back to Breadwood and see what's up. Maybe old granddad? No, not old granddad. I don't want to kill things. A shot rings out and you duck just in time to avoid your hat being ruined. A skeleton is standing in the road ahead. Arms akimbo, hands just over his holster, ready for another quick draw. Oh, also he's literally on fire. I forgot to mention that. The duel, huh? Okay, well, we've missed high noon by about half an hour, but I'll meet you back here tomorrow. The skeleton looks at his watch and grumbles, then stomps away. Phew. What was I about to do? I don't know. Roy Bean's house, though. Ugh. Ba 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 ba. Roko's ears perk up and he suddenly veers off course. You make approach a weird clearing full of piles of rocks. They make your ears ring somehow. The West Pole. Dismount and investigate. This yucca is straining against its own roots. This yucca wants to be further east than it is. It's a pile of weird rocks. Mess with them. These rocks are strange. They don't seem to weigh as much as they should, and they're sort of drawn to each other. You could probably make an interesting cairn out of them. Something suave. A cool zigzag, a sassy face, a cheeky gesture. These rocks are strange. They don't seem to weigh as much as they should, and they're sort of drawn to each other. You could probably make an interesting cairn out of them. A cheeky gesture. You step back and admire your handiwork. Handiwork. Heavy trigger finger. Your trigger finger isn't fast or itchy, but it is very dense. It's a cairn you built. It's that cairn you built. You knocked the cairn back into a pile. You step back and admire your handiwork. That was a lot of work. That's good. A perfectly balanced stack. What the fuck? I'm knocking that shit over. That's too spook. An elaborate orrery. You got a perk. You step back and admire your handiwork. It's immaculate. You got a perk. Song of the Sphere. You can hear stones singing in your head all the time. It's actually kind of annoying. What? A threatening fist? Bap. Ugh, 13 muscle only. potions. Increases your muscle by 3 for the rest of the day. That'll put me at 6. You can't figure out what you're supposed to do with this stuff, so you just rub it all over your arms and chest. You begin to glisten fairly impressively. You gain an effect hog oil. You're not sure if it's making you stronger, but it's certainly making you look stronger. Beefcake! One, two, three, four. No. Mess with them. Something powerful. An impregnable tower. You step back and admire your handiwork. Heart of stone. Your circulatory system is partly stone now, which makes your blood even more thicker than water than regular blood. Nice. Why is it bent like this? So this is the west pole. I like it. I like it. You see what you take to be an oasis in the boiling heat of this region and spur Roko towards it. As you near it, you discover that you've been fooled. It wasn't an oasis at all, but an evil, towering black stone cow monolith. Anyone could make that mistake, really. Attack it. Try to bathe it in any way. An obsidian ungulith. Oh, it's dead now. You shattered the obsidian monstrosity, but good. Yes, I did. It's covered with a bunch of ripped up cards. Grutch is gouged into the table. Is Grutch here? Pretty much set for bones right now. You wait and wait for somebody to enter the room so you can eavesdrop on them, but nobody ever shows up because they're all dead. Oh yeah, I remember that. No Grutch here. All right. Ba 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 ba. Can't go far in that direction. I have no idea what to do next. Let's see. I'll talk to Susie. Susie can probably help me. Susie reminds me that Roy Bean wants you to yeah. The lost Dutch oven mine for more traces of vibrato technology. I guess I'll... No, that's not gonna help me. Maybe if I just wander around Breadwood. You encounter a man who, for some reason, has set up 3 wooden posts sticking out of the ground, with the first one encircled by a pyramidal stack of differently sized stone rings. The man is looking at the stones and scratching his head. When he sees you, he asks if you'd mind helping him move the stones to the 3rd post. Tell him what you think of his stone rings. You give the man and his stone rings the double fingers, the double middle fingers, and stride away with deep satisfaction. So I just gave him the bird and left, I guess. That's nice. Not yet. Let's see. The overdue book. Our library's only got 4 books. So it's serious when someone doesn't return one. Our records say it was loaned out to a lady named of Alexandria. That was a couple of mares ago, so I don't know her, but we've gotten an address. Okay, I'll go ask her. What's the address? Oh, maybe Alexandria Ranch. You've crossed paths with Wander and Sally again. Howdy, Ricky. Interested in trading? You bet. Let's see. Bar of soap. I might need that someday. Let's see what else you got. No, don't need work boots. Don't need a lucky marigold. Might need a lock. You never know. Can kill a lot of goblins at once, but it takes a while. Bar of soap. I'll get a blank postcard. Alright. See ya. Ghost pickle. Just sell it. Bye. Oh, overdue Breadwood book? You managed to find part of the overdue book from the Breadwood library. You got an item, overdue Breadwood book. This half-burned library book represents 12.5% of the total stock of the Breadwood Public Library. Yes! You got an item, the best love poem ever written. Rich vein, poor vein. Gold medal, silversmith. The dust jacket of this book is missing, so I can't tell you who wrote it. This love poem is so good you're afraid to even read it because you might fall in love with the book. Yeah. This is a copy of a popular financial advice book from a few years ago. It's rare now because of various crusades to destroy every copy of it. Ugh. You quickly memorize the entire book. Vein glorious. You know how to get a lot more meat out of veins. Unfortunately, the book was so old and crumbly that reading it once caused it to be destroyed. So much for literary preservation. Tragic. This book, written by expert jeweler Dabney Bronze, details advanced techniques in melting silver things and turning them into other silver things. You make extra silver bullets when crafting them. That's nice. You read the book and learn a lot more about silversmithing than you knew before. Excellent. After you're finished reading it, you absent-mindedly drop it in a nearby mailbox and are unable to retrieve it. Happy birthday, Mr. Postman. It's half a cannonball. Back to Breadwood. Your transponder beeps, indicating a spot on the horizon. You spur Rocco towards it to investigate and find a well, just a well. Curious abandoned well. Damned well, stop to investigate it. The transponder goes ape as you get close to the old well. There's more trees past this point. Climb down. Woo! 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 It's lifeless. Oh god. There are a bunch of paper cards on this table. El Vibrato punch card. The single button on top of the machine. The screen says Habuno Stakuzum. There are no buttons, but there's a very thin slot underneath the screen. Put in a large punch card. You insert the card into the slot. The machine's screen springs into frenzied activity. You can't consciously make sense of what you're watching, but when it's over, you know things you didn't know before. Whoa. Whoa indeed. Okay, it's like the same thing. You insert the card in the machine screen, you can't consciously, yeah. Oops. The screen says Education Stakuzum. There are no buttons, but there's a very thin slot underneath the screen. There's a single button on top of this machine. You press the button and the machine speaks. A voice says Hatada. 7 buttons appear on the top platform. You look at the buttons. The voice says Ganilla. 7 buttons appear on the platform. The voice says Stasta. And Bekuz. Poo poo. Nichabu. Oh my god, I don't know any of these words. I'll just leave for now. I don't want to mess it all up. Back to Breadwood. Were you able to find that missing library book? Or, well, half of it. Well, that's a real bagel biter. Oh well, everyone mostly skipped the words and just looked at the pictures anyway, and mostly just the bottom half of the pictures, so that's alright. At least the captions are still there, I guess. Look at the problems board, the logging permit. We're running out of trees around here and need to expand our operation a bit. Problem is, we need a logging permit from the next town, and the whole place up and died before the paperwork was settled. The town died? Okay, I'll check it out, I guess. Oh, I hate Ghostwood. I'm here on behalf of the mayor of Breadwood. He needs a permit to do some logging in this area. Oh, this is the Department of Requisitions. You need administrations. That's next door. Thanks. Jeez, finally. I'm here on behalf of the mayor of Breadwood. He needs a permit to do some logging in this area. I see. Well, that shouldn't be a problem. I'll just need to review the logging records to make sure there are no disqualifying incidents. Go to the Department of Records, it's 2 doors down, and tell them I need the Breadwood file pertaining to login. Is something wrong? Not yet. I'm just stealing myself in anticipation. The ghostly jailhouse seems to be stacked up with boxes of old papers. You don't see any ghost criminals, but usually there isn't anything longer than a life sentence anyway. Knock knock. Ah. Mr. Chavez, was it? What can I do for you? I'm supposed to pick up a file on the town of Breadwood. Oh, you want the Department of Records. It's next door. It's the Adjunct Department of Records. Department of Records, how can I help you, Mr. Chavez? I'm supposed to pick up a file on the town of Breadwood. One moment, please. Breadwood, Applewood, Antiwood, Badwood. Did you mean Bagelwood? No, it's Breadwood. Must be a suburb. Beaverwood, Bestwood, Bitterwood, Bloodwood. Ah, here we are, Breadwood. Which section did you need? Logging record, obituary. Logging records. That section has been downgraded from disuse. You'll need to pick it up from the Adjunct Department of Records next door, naturally. Bring it back here when you've got it, and I'll put it in an official interdepartment document transfer folder for you. Is that really necessary? Absolutely! You can't transfer documents between departments without an interdepartment document transfer folder. It's unthinkable! Fine, fine. No. The Department of Records sent me over here to pick up a file. Great, great. Which file? Logging reports for the town of Breadwood. Alright, 1 second. Ah, here we are, but... What's wrong? Well, these pages are all loose. I can't give them to you like this. What if they blow away? I'm just taking them next door. They're giving me a document folder. It'll be fine. No, no. What if there's a freak gust of wind as soon as you leave here? It would be chaos. So what do you propose? Well, fortunately, I happen to be the one person in town officially authorized to use a stapler. So you'll staple them together for me? I'd be glad to, but I don't have a stapler. Of course you don't. Don't worry, all you have to do is go to the Department of Requisitions next door and requisition one. So I bring you a stapler and you'll give me the file? Yup, fine. I need to requisition a stapler. Alright, fine. First we'll need to fill out a requisition form, I figured. Last name, Chavez. First name, Ricky. Middle name, oh god, nice. Let me just check the visitor identification. Ricky Nice Chavez? Yep, that checks out. Cake or pie? Excuse me, your dessert preference, cake or pie? Well, actually, I prefer... Look, I have two boxes here. One says cake, and the other says pie. I have to put a check mark in one of them. Which is it gonna be? Cheesecake. Well, despite that, everything seems to be in order. I'll get this filed. Here's your stapler. Ghost stapler. Wouldn't ghost staples just go right through? Great, thanks. Okay, I got you a stapler. Great. There's nothing better than that new stapler smell. Can I have that logging report now? You bet. Ka-chunk. Here you go, freshly stapled and wind resistant. You got an item, Breadwood logging report. Thanks. Knock knock. Department of Records. How can I help you, Mr. Chavez? Okay, I'm back with papers. Alright, let me just put those in an official interdepartment document transfer folder for you. There you are. Breadwood logging report folder. This is that report on Breadwood's logging activities you had to fetch in an interdepartment document transfer folder. Great, thank you. Knock knock. Hello, Mr. Chavez. How can I be of service? Okay, got that file for you. The Breadwood login records? Fine, let's have a look. Oh, for the love of... What's wrong? That idiot stapled the pages together right in the middle. This is why we took his damn stapler away in the first place. This file is unreadable. You're going to have to take it back and tell him to unstaple it. Administration wants you to unstaple these papers. Oh, sorry. I'm only authorized for stapling, not unstapling. Try next door at the Department of Records. I think they have an unstapler there. I need some papers unstapled. Okay, I'm fully authorized on stapler, so that's no problem. Spoke too soon, did you? Well, it's just that I don't see the staple remover anywhere. Oh, that's right, the Department of Libations borrowed it to open beer bottles. Knock knock. Well, howdy. What can I do for you, Mr. Chavez? Do you have the Department of Records staple remover? Sure do. This thing pops the top off of beer bottles like you wouldn't believe. So long it removes staples, I'll be happy. I imagine it does, but I'm afraid I'm not authorized for unstapling. You'll have to take it back to the records. Here you are. The ghost of a staple remover still looks like a weird metal thing, monster mouth. Except now it's in ghost form. Now your office job is even spookier. Great. Here's your staple remover back. Great. Just let me have a look at those papers of yours. Adjunct records up to his old tricks again, I see. These don't even need to be stapled. That's what the interdepartment document transfer folder is for after all. Chunk. Alright, here you go. Thanks. I need to go to town hall. Alright, I'm back with an unstapled Breadwood logging file. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, I can't see any problems with this. I'm frankly amazed. Let's get started on the paperwork for that logging permit. I am no longer amazed. Last name, Chavez. First name, Ricky. Middle name, Nice. Let me check that against your visitor identification. Ricky Nice Chavez. Okay, that's fine. I just need to stamp this here. And chunk. And sign it here. Scribble. And now you sign it here. Sign, scribble. And also here. Sign. And initial here. Scrib. And here. Scrib. And sign here. Scribble. Good. Now just take this back to the mayor of Brentwood and have him sign on this line and initial over here. Brentwood logging permit forms. You need to get the mayor of Brentwood to sign these for his logging permit. Are you kidding me? I don't know how to do that. This is suck. I hate this. You hear a crackle of a north-southwestern lightning snake. Too bad you don't have a forked lightning rod with you. Wait, that wouldn't work at all, would it? It was a little bit frightening, but your attacks were even faster than lightning. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. Excuse me, man. I have some paper to sign for that logging permit. Alright. Oh, ghost paper. Ugh. This stuff is weird. Yeah. I think I need a ghost pencil for this. Loan him your pencil. Here, you can borrow mine. Sign down here and initial here. After some fumbling with the ghostly pencil, the mayor eventually manages to sign and initial the form. Alright, mayor. I'll be back with the permit. God willing. Good luck. This sucks. Jump a handful of coins. Okay, yeah. Grave dirt. Yeah, yep. Hello, Mr. Chavez. Okay, I've got the mayor's signature on this logging permit form. Great, just sign this last line at the bottom where it says receipt. Is something wrong? You cover your face with your hands. I loan my pencil to the mayor. Oh dear. Excuse me while I go kill everything. So you see a flash of light and a dark copse of trees off to the side of the trail and smell the tang of ozone. 3 electrified cow skulls float out of the woods and surround you. You really brought the thunder down on those lightning cows. Bzz. Excuse me, Mayor. Yes? You still have my ghost pencil. I need that. Oh, terribly sorry. I think it's haunted my beard. Here you go. This is the ghost of a number 4 pencil, which you sharpened the hell out of. Thank you. This is so good. I love this. Okay, I've got the mayor's signature on this logging permit form. Great, just sign the last line at the bottom where it says receipt. Sign. Scribble. Alright, that's everything taken care of. Brentwood's logging permit is hereby approved. Finally, wonderful. Processing will take about 48 hours. What? Well, everything has to be filed, and the actual permit has to be printed and so on. Can you pick it up in 2 days? His reaction was my own. Let's see. A clacking, hissing sound draws your attention to a skeleton limping out of the shadows. He's wearing the dry, rotted tatters of an old army jacket and is so full of bullet holes that he's more a skeleton-shaped cloud of hovering bone splinters than a skeleton. He must have what they call true grit. Wow, look at you. It sure is your lucky day running into me like this. I just happen to run a skeleton spackle and plastering service. Here's my card. I'll just fold it up and tuck it in your eye socket there so you won't lose it. Come by the shop tomorrow and I'll fix you right up. You saunter away while the puzzled skeleton tries to dig a blank piece of paper out of his eye socket with broken fingers. Cool. Soup shortage. Redwood bread bowl. Okay. We keep a municipal soup kitchen up to help those who are down on their luck, which is pretty much everybody around here. But we've run out of soup. Some more from soup stock alone. He gives you a stack of bread bowls to carry the soup in. This is a bowl made of extremely dense bread. You could put a very dangerous soup in it, I bet. Okay, off I go. Soup stock load. There's a deep, gravely exhalation of breath behind you, and you realize that you've been ambushed by a hell cow. A big one, too. It's no problem. You just shoot it and kill it in one hit. You made mincemeat out of that walk inside of beef. Underneath is cow's blood. Whew. This is some blood from a demon cow. It pulses and scintillates and bubbles if it's still alive. Although I guess the bubbling would be kind of a problem if it were alive. Smoldering leathers. Oh, yeah. Susie has become stronger. Way to go. Fluid, oh god, offline. I can't read any of that. There's so many words. Got all the soup though. Not yet. Did you bring back the soup? I need all 5 bowls filled, mine. Got them right here. You're a real lifesaver. I was about ready to gnaw my own beard off. That'd have been a shame. The stolen yeast. We take our yeast supply very seriously here in Breadwood, and that dang yeasty gang made off with a whole lot. Couple of fellas said they saw him loitering around that old brewery, so that's probably where they've made their hideout. We need that yeast back. Old Schmaltz Brewery. Okay, I'll go investigate. Ooh, it's way up north. Oh, Jesus. It says beer hose. You're not really sure what purpose it might have served. That dead guy's hat got knocked off and covered with yeast. Grab it. Yeast covered hat. Okay, but ew. This fella's too scared to talk to you. He's just totally freaked out about yeast. The yeast beast seems to have killed this guy pretty thoroughly. It's a beer vat, or at least it's a vat. It is not guaranteed to actually contain beer. Sample the contents. It's almost pure ethanol. Blah. Some kind of crazy yeast monster has apparently broken loose from the vats and eaten some of the bandits. I guess they brewed up something they couldn't put down. They could barely control it. You'll have to hop to it if you want to prevail. Here, dive in. It's only got 52 health, and you just kill it in one shot. Yeast beast. You beat the yeast beast to a pulp. Hooray. So this whole yeast theft biz doesn't seem to have gone well for you guys. Yeah, no. Oh geez, are you a bounty hunter? Relax, the mayor just wants his yeast back. He didn't say anything about hauling you in. Phew. Okay, well, the yeast is in that revolting pile. So what happened here? Well, we got bored of bread is all. I know a bit about brewing, and we figured if we came back with a couple kegs, nobody would mind so much that we stole the yeast. No offense, but it seems like you aren't much of a brewer. Hey! Well, ideally, you wouldn't end up with a ravenous yeast monster. That wasn't my... Okay, well, I guess it was my fault, but I understand what happened here. These vats are old and we didn't clean them properly first because we were in a hurry. I think there were some frogs living in one of them, and you figured you could use the extra hops? Haha, haha. If you're sure you've got it figured out, you could set up shop in Dirtwater. Oh, yeah, it's turning into quite a little metropolis. I'd love to have my own place. Okay, I'll go check it out. There are 3 cans of beer left. Can of Schmaltz Blue Ribbon. It's okay. 3 cans of beer on the wall, 3 cans of beer. Take them all down and put them in your bag instead of singing the rest of this song about beer. The remains of the horrible yeast beast. I guess you could take some back to the mayor. It's probably still good, right? You plop a big old glop of yeast into your pack. You got an item, half a ton of yeast. This bag contains half a ton of yeast, but it's light enough for you to carry because it's dead. Oh, because it's dried. Now he's too grumpy to talk to you. He's just angrily muttering about yeast. Arrest. You're under arrest! For what? Stealing about 2 handfuls of yeast? Yes. And the sentence for that is, what, about 3 days in jail? And Brentwood does not actually have a jail? Alright, I'll let you off with a warning this time. Let's check the other vats. Can't. Any luck recovering our yeast from those bandits up at the old Schmaltz Brewery? Yep, well done, that's quite a help, thank you. Happy to help. Did you manage to get that login permit yet? Not yet. Any sign of the missing mail? Not yet. The problems board, the missing bread. The Baker boys cleaned our bank right out, and that's not a bit fabulous if you ask me. Fortunately, they haven't been too secretive about the location of their hideout. Can you get our bread back? I mean, the place is called Breadwood. We have to have some bread. Right, I'll get right back. Oh, where's Breadwood? Did I just wander? Oh, there's a goblin standing off to one side of the trail, just staring up at the sky. They don't even seem to notice you approaching. Hello? Oh, hello, hi. What are you doing? What you two doing? A moon, I am looking at it. Neither moon is out right now, nothing being up here. I am happy to waiting. The moons won't to coming for hours. You two waiting this long? Yes, yes, moon's so big, so bright, so big. To waiting and seeing. You very too liking a moons, huh? Yes, yes. Too looking, I collecting rocks of them. The goblin takes a bunch of pebbles out of its pockets to show you. They could be moon rocks for all you know. Sell them some more moon rocks. Once the goblin is distracted looking up the sky again, you pick up a few random pebbles from the ground. Oh, hello, I am just too remembering. I moon rocks am having too. Are you liking to buying them? Oh, yes, yes. These moon rocks are a different look having. Yes, rare, limited edition type. Nice, I am buying. You gain 32 meat and 20 food experience. Your El Vibrato gizmo bleeps and as far as you know, the only way to get it to stop making that noise is to find whatever it is it's so excited about. Turns out to be a crate, which is potentially exciting for both of you if you can unlock it. Leave it be. This bakery has definitely seen better days. Nothing but inedible garbage. Nothing on these shelves. The big baker's oven is long cold. More inedible garbage. Nope, this garbage is also inedible. These teenagers seem dispirited and are trying to drown their sorrows with big mugs of water. Maybe they misunderstood the idiom. Hey, you boys wouldn't know about some bread that went missing, would ya? Aw, nuts! I told you we'd get in trouble, Billy! Shut up, Jerry! Way to just blab everything, dude! Calm down, you two. The mayor just wants his bread back. Hand it over and the trouble you're in will be minimal. It ain't that simple, mister. We sold that bread for meat to start up this bakery. Why? Because we wanted to make something of our lives. Everyone in Breadone is just bums. Plus, like, everyone needs bread, right? So we figured we'd make it big. Okay, well, no problem. We take the mayor the bread you've made and call it even. Oh yeah, no problem, except for the fact that we don't know a dang thing about making bread, it turns out. All we ended up with is weird lumps. Aw, that ain't true, Billy. The last loaf we tried was almost right. Yeah, sure, that one was nearly edible, but we're practically out of ingredients. Maybe I can help. Unlimited bones? I know where you can get an unlimited supply of bones. What? We can't make bread out of bones? Bro, gross! No, see, you grind it into bone meal. It's powerful fertilizer. You can use it to grow more wheat. Oh, huh. We do have maybe a handful of wheat grains left. That'll take forever though. There's been some magic going on in that area. I think these bones will make extremely effective fertilizer. It's worth a shot, I guess. What could go wrong? Okay, I'll draw you a map. The Baker boys sneak out of the buffalo pile and collect a load of bones, which do indeed turn out to make bizarrely effective fertilizer, as in you can literally watch the wheat growing. The grain seems fine though, and after a couple tries, the boys hit on a decent bread recipe and bake enough to cover what they stole from the mayor. You got an item, 40 loaves of bread. This is the entire fiduciary basis for the Breadwood logging camp. All's well that ends well. Thanks for helping us get our bakery started, mister. We're gonna be famous before you know it. Don't mention it. The staff of life. Bread. Glorious bread. The big baker's oven is warm and fragrant. If bread were money, these boys would be rich now. This shelf is comprehensively bread. Breadwood. As you're riding along, you randomly think about how sometimes one cowpoke will shoot at another cowpoke's feet and yell, "Dance!" and how it's usually a situation where the first cowpoke is being mean or threatening. But then you idly wonder if a fella could do something similar except shooting at his own feet. If he were good enough shot and or good enough dancer, give it a try. You fire at your feet for a while and dance up a storm. It's a great combination of dance in practice and shooting practice. Continue. Oh god. Bell, 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 bell. Bell, 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 bell. Bell, 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 bell. Oh my gosh, when do I get more liver capacity? Never? Did you get our bread back from those miserable baker boys? I sure did. Thank goodness for that. Another missed payday would have caused a riot for sure. Glad we avoided that. Not yet, not yet. The mayor glances at a list of problems posted on the wall and paces around nervously. Now, about that lumber. Alright, well, you've helped me out quite a bit, so I reckon I can set you up with what you need for that bridge. Thanks. The mayor glances at the list. Okay, take your leave. Alright. No, 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 no! I just assumed that was it for some reason. Don't, no, get me out of here. To the railroad camp. Wow, geez, I hope you're a veterinarian because this python you've encountered is sick. Take it to the gun show. Just shoots a sick python. You cured that sick python in a way. Whew. This skin was until very recently stretched taut around some giant pulsating snake muscles. It's gross to think about and to look at. Hey boss, good news. We got that lumber shipment in from Breadwood and we're ready to go. You got the bridge built already? Yep, most of the passengers were bored, so they chipped in to help. Wow, nice. Now we just have to lay tracks the rest of the way into Frisco and our work is done. Both mine and yours. See you there, boss. See ya. Woohoo, wahoo. So, one of my friends told me I could make a bone bridge. I don't know how, because I couldn't make a bone bridge, that's for sure, even though I had infinite bones. You spot a distinct lack of mining activity in the distance and ride closer to it to investigate. Yep, sure enough, nobody's mining over here. I'll investigate that later. What's new, Susie? Howdy. Guess I just got used to checking this map once in a while. No ranches nearby? Not that I know about. There's a custard stand. Well, okay then. The last custard stand. What's going on, Shmee? This fancy pants calls himself the Emperor and he won't let us build our tracks up to the station. Can you see if you can talk him some sense into him? I'm on it. Who the heck are you? I'm Emperor Norton. I'm in charge of this city, and you can't build any train tracks here without my permission. An emperor? Where's your crown then? As it happens, I lost my dang crown. Whole thing didn't fit right anyway, but without it, I can't issue any official permits, and that means no rails for you. Unless, of course, you were to give me a new crown, a properly fitting one. I don't have any crowns, sorry. Well, I guess that just tears it, don't it? So not only do I not get that permit, but also, he reaches into his pocket and grabs a handful of powder which he throws in your face. Your eyes burn. Ha! Have a taste of famous antivirus, sucker! Your vision goes all weird and you pass out. What was that? When you come to, Norton is gone and so is the train. Uh-oh. Where'd the train go? That lunatic stole it! He drove it off somewhere into the desert. Norton's gone off the rails! He points to a set of deep ruts off to the side of the railroad tracks. You walk over to investigate, but you can't see it because of this weird hexagonal thing your eyes are doing. You should probably get that checked out, boss. That Norton fella said something about an antivirus? Maybe someone around here knows something about that. Yeah, probably. Ugh, this is the worst. Did I hear Shmee say antivirus? I ain't liking the sound of that. Yeah, it sucks. Everything looks really weird and it's making me dizzy. My granny used to say honey's real good for infections and illnesses and like, maybe if we can find some kind of super powerful honey somewhere. Any ideas? Say, didn't that Roy Bean fella have some kind of special honey bean? Maybe that'd do the trick. That's ridiculous, but I guess it's worth a try. You can't focus on the tracks well enough to follow them. You gotta get your eyes fixed. Oh god. This is a nice station. Too bad there's no trains to run it yet. Word on the street is that Projectionist Wanted 2 is already in the works. Crewmies. Sorry, no darts. Well, I'll be a new face. I'm Clutzy. Make yourself at home. Thanks, I'm Ricky Chavez. New to town? I've been helping Manifest Destiny get the rail tracks laid. We're very, very close, but haven't quite finished yet. Sounds like you could use a drink, Cluncy. I sure could. What's with that huge brawl going on over there? Oh, them fellas are always blowing off steam. I just let them go ahead and get their aggression out, so long as they keep over there, away from the furniture I've got left. I see. What can you tell me about Frisco? Oh, it's a fine town. Fella named Samson Frisco founded it, way back when the mines first opened out this way and everyone caught the fever. Mining fever? Yep, the kind you get from breathing too much dirt. Frisco was a doctor, you see. Gotcha. Bye-bye, barman. Actually, what do you got? Oh. Oh, these are good, actually. Olive gin cone. There's gotta be a better name for this. Bye-bye, barman. Oh boy, another spittoon. Let's go. What's with the excitement? I've given up. This is the last Splatoon in the game, and I'm not going to try and convince you to not be the most disgusting person on Earth anymore. Let's go. Let's do this. Yeah, search the filthy Splatoon! You kneel down on the floor and throw your arms around the spittoon, giving the greasy brass bucket a great big hug. How about a kiss? Would you like to kiss it? You know it, baby! You pucker up and give the spittoon a great big kiss right on the rim. Is there tongue involved? Well, I guess I'll leave that up to you. But even without it, it tastes like a burning horse. I love it! I know you do, friend. And if it were legal in this country, I'd let you marry that spittoon and have a beautiful romantic honeymoon night with it, but unfortunately you're going to have to settle for wearing it as a hat. Yes, please! You flip the beautiful brass bucket over and slap it onto your head, drenching yourself in a hot brown tobacco spit. It washes down your face and hair like a sewage waterfall, soaking your clothes, running down your collar, and slithering into your underwear, and filling your boots. I can't even force myself to describe it in any more detail than that. You are the world's foulest human being. Congratulations. You are the... Spittoon hat. This is a spittoon hat, which is to say it is a spittoon hat that you have turned... It is a spittoon that you have turned upside down and placed on top of your head. Hooray! That's so good. It's a really good hat, too. They got some weird sound effects for this bad medicine. This takes so long. Shoot me. That bums me out. I probably should have killed this one, actually. Ooh. Oh! Okay, I thought I was gonna do 45 damage. Dealing 5 hot damage. I was so scared of that attack. Buffalo Bill shoots drunk. Okay, yeah. What if I just stab him? 1 damage, sick. A drunk chef dies. You emerge from that brawl relatively unscathed. You got decent wine, decent tequila, and a handful of loose teeth. And they're right back in it. It's a flyer of some sort. You got the item comedy flyer. This is something you found on the ground in Frisco, which means that in the absolute best case scenario, it's garbage. You read the garbage. It turns out to be a flyer for a comedy shack up north of Frisco. You jot down the location on your map, then throw the flyer away. Wasco's Comedy Shack. It's just a nearly identical house as far as the eye can see in that. It's just nearly identical houses as far as the eye can see in that direction. I'm surprised there's no shop here. That kind of sucks. Projectionist wanted. Too bad there's no train. Yeah. Okay, to Roy Beans. Off to one side of the trail, you spot a cactus that doesn't look quite right. Specifically, it doesn't look right because it has a goblin face. As you get closer, you become pretty sure that it is actually just a goblin in a cactus outfit. It gives you some annoyed side-eye and tries to wave you away, but the cactus arms aren't very mobile. Do you know a guy called Cactus Bill? Shh, away going. Why are you inside a cactus? Watching cactus herds for keeping safe from a predator. What predator? Any predator. Desert tortoise, cactus eagle, other goblins. Now going away, you're ruining my disguise. Extort them. Aha, but what if it is me being the cactus predator, watching me push over all the cactuses? What? No! Well, what are you giving not for doing it? Giving you this club? Cactus Club. Nature provides us with a lot of things, and some of those things are bludgeon shaped. I'm not sure why you didn't just attack me with it, but okay, fair's fair. Cool. How you doing on them jelly beans, kid? I'm still looking. Oh, come on. I need honey. Jelly beans all right, I suppose. Though ain't a patch on my cinnamon rock candy. Ooh, hot cinnamon. Eye-watering, and in shards you could cut yourself on. Ma figured if we was gonna eat pure sugar, we ought to at least have to put up a fight. Heh. The professor suggests you check out Lost Ditch Mine. Okay, yeah. What do you think we should do next? Well, there's that honey jelly bean. I sure hopes this works, Haas, because I'm plumb out of ideas. Yeah, me too. There's a single yellow jelly bean in this case with a sign that says Paraguayan murder bee honey jelly bean. Does this jelly bean really cost 6,000 meat? Well, normally it does, but I guess seeing as how you helped me out with them bandits, I reckon I could drop the price to 4,000. That's a little better, I guess. Don't buy. I'm too poor. I really don't want to have to kill that bandit or that goblin. But I don't know, maybe in Dirtwater I can find some candy? Uh-oh, let's see. As you turn a corner, you come face to face with 3 bandits pushing a large barrel marked TNT down the trail. The 4 of you stare at each other for a moment, unsure of how to deal with this potentially violent happenstance. Trick them out of some gear. Phew! Good thing I caught up to you guys. The sheriff's looking for 3 fellas dressed like bandits pushing a barrel. If he sees you like that, the plan's bust. Hell and tarnation, what should we do? Well, I reckon he's looking for 3 fellas dressed like bandits, right? Not 2 fellas dressed like bandits and 1 fella in his underwear. Hey, that's some good thinking. Thanks, partner. The 3 bandits draw lots and the loser hands you his gear. That's alright. Nice. Nice, though. I had him fooled. Use your muscle, mysticality, and moxie for by 1. Alright, nothing too interesting here. Still. Hey, I need some help tracking down some missing mail. How do you mean? A mail delivery went missing on the way to Breadwood, and I'm hunting it on behalf of their mayor. The local mail station has a bunch of route maps, but I don't know which one I need. Well, that information ain't exactly secret, but I ain't supposed to give it out either. Delivery going missing is bad news though. Suppose it's alright just this once. Wait here a sec. Thanks. After a couple of minutes, she comes back with a sheet of notepaper. Okay, so each map has a code number on it, you see? Based on region and direction and travel. She explains how to work out the code you need and gives you a cheat sheet for reference. This should help you find the right map at the Postal Service way station. Thank her and leave. Hi, I'm Ricky Chavez. Any mail for me? Nope. Well, I'd like to send a postcard. Okay, yes, that's fine. It's really yes. Thanks again, mister. Let's see, hot dogs. Who knows? Maybe he wants a hot dog. Howdy, Doug. Well, if it isn't my savior, good old Ricky. Howdy yourself. The sign outside. Yeah, I had to change the name. I tried to file a trademark, and it turns out there's already something called a hot dog. What is it? Trust me, you don't want to know. I wish I didn't know. Anyway, single letter removed and I'm in business. He gestures at the menu on the wall behind him. Ricky, nice to see you. What's a new Doug? The tanner that moved in next door has been letting me use some of his cast-off leather to adulterate or embellish my sausages. I'm saving a fortune. Interesting. Buy something. Oh. Buy a couple of these. Alright, the game got me. I'm just gonna sell stuff. Years of being stuck in the nose of cow have done nothing to finish for the finish on this thing. And there's 4,000 meat. Leave. Grady's fine leather goods. Howdy there, Ricky. What can I do for you? Hey, Grady, I noticed you've got a new neighbor. I sure won't complain about being neighbors with a brewery. In fact, I invented these pants with extra pockets to hold your beer. Interesting. Oh, I have one of these. It's this item goes on your lapel. That's what I thought. Increase the damage of your melee weapon by 3 to 4. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay, I don't want any of this. These chaps have a bunch of extra pockets sewn onto them to make it so you can carry more booze and things other than booze, I suppose. It's funny. Oh hey, it's you! Thanks for telling me about this place instead of arresting me, or shooting me in the head and then arresting me. No problem, I'm not really a bounty hunter anyway, just looking to help people out. Well, he sure did help me out. I really appreciate the opportunity and things are going pretty well. Not a single yeast monster yet. Heh. What can I get you? Show me your goods. Not like I can drink anything. Not a lot available past this point. I love that. Old Granddad, that's where the tombstone is. Or not the tombstone, the goblin. An odd flash of light nearby prompts you to stop and investigate. You discover a goblin with a strange hinged board covered with shiny foil, which they're using to reflect sunlight onto a pair of leather boots. Oh, halo. What doing? Tanning. I'm a tanner. You are tanning boots? Yes, yes, sun using to making very tan. I don't think that's how it works, but I guess you're the expert. What? Haggle over the... No, wait! Ah! I knew I should have used the mouse. Wait, the guard blocks your path. Hey, hi, no climbing for humans. Is this what you were looking for? Oh yes, wonderful, thanking you. Can I climbing now? Sure. Awesome. He wanted soap, he wanted soap! There's another goblin here blocking another ladder. Hello, no climbing for a human, too bad. Can I bribing you to letting me climbing? Oh, okay. What are you wanting? Cactus syrup. A delicious vein is being in the other room, but had losing my tap. Okay, I'm being right back. Eek. There's a gash in the wall of cactus here, revealing a vein of sticky purple goo. If you were a tap, where would you be in this pile of junk? Your keen tap dancing skills have allowed you to dance your way directly to the tap. You also find an empty jar in the pile, which will be handy. You've tapped into your inner inventor and invented a tap. Nice. There's a gash in the wall of the cactus here, revealing a vein of sticky purple goo. This is a jar of cactus syrup, tapped directly from the source. You plug the tap into the syrup vein and fill the jar with the purple cactus syrup. It's all tapped out. Hello, having a syrups? Yes, give a cactus syrups. Hooray! The guard guzzles the entire bottle in a single long draw. It is both fascinating and disgusting. Needing more for a proper bribing. Of course you are. Having more right here I am. Here you having it. This time the guard moves away from the ladder so they have plenty of room to guzzle the syrup. Excellent. Ugh. Hello, hi. Hi, can I? Nope. Okay, can I? Yep. Bringing me goblin elixir. What's that? A potion of extra delicious being. So good. Okay, I'll go get that then. Ready for bribing? No. The table is covered with flasks, beakers, bottles, tubes, burners, and all other equipment that makes up a super elaborate alchemy table, including a whole bunch of different colored liquids and powders and stuff. Well, make a goblin elixir. Well, that's easy for you to say. Look for some instructions. You find a scrap of paper in a jar that looks maybe like instructions for an elixir, but it's all in goblin science jargon that you don't understand at all. Just start mixing things, I guess. You pick up a beaker and look at the ingredients. Start with some clear juice. And then you add some blue slime. The mixture turns gray and starts to fizzle a little. What's next? Yellow granules. The mixture turns white and starts to fizz even harder now. Spit in it. Oh no. You work up a good mouthful of saliva and spit into the beaker. The mixture turns purple and starts to fizz like crazy. You manage to pitch the concoction out the window and duck under the table just in time. It explodes with a tooth-rattling bang. Jeez, this alchemy stuff is tricky. Let's start mixing stuff. Red oil, granules, green lumps. Stir it up. Okay. The mixture turns white and starts to steam like crazy. After a second though, it settles down. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem immediately life-threatening. It smells terrible though. Keep it. You pour the elixir, into a proper flask. Who knows, maybe it isn't deadly poison or anything. This is the flask of nasty smelling fluid you concocted in that goblin cactus laboratory. Okay then. Yes, here's your elixir probably. Oh good, yes. The goblin moves away from the ladder and takes little sips from the flask, savoring the flavor. Is it good? Yes, perfect. Huh, cool. Oh, what the fuck? Holy crap, if it isn't the most disturbing thing we've ever seen. I don't want to know what was. I don't want... If this isn't the most disturbing thing you've ever seen, I don't want to know what was. Hey, guys, those jelly beans, can I having them? Oh, what? Oh, our fruit rocks? No! No, not taking our fruit rocks! These being ours, not for you taking. Jeez Louise. Well, what's your plan for dealing with this horde? Talk to it / them. But not looking like you're eating them. A jar is still full. What? Eating? Fruit rocks not for eating, fruit rocks just for looking at. You just looking at them? Not fitting through floor hole. Can't leaving room. Fruit rocks only entertain being. Good grief. That's sad. Try to help him out. Okay. How about I teaching you something else for entertaining? Something better than fruit rocks looking at. Okay, sounds good. I agree. I'm not certain what being better than fruit rocks looking at. Poker! You pull out a spare deck of cards and pick a couple handfuls of cactus spines off the floor to use as poker chips. And give the goblins a quick poker playing tutorial. Once they get themselves rearranged so they can't see each other's cards, they take to it pretty quick. Excellent. The goblins are busy with their new game. There's no need to interrupt them. Cool. Looks like those jelly beans are yours for the taking now. Get them. The goblin pile is / are too focused on their game to notice you taking the jelly beans, and it was a fair trade, so they're yours now anyways. It's a big jar of inexperienced apple-flavored jelly beans. Judge Roy Bean will be thrilled to get it back. Nice. Roy Bean's house. Oof. Out in the open desert, among the rocks and dunes and underneath the scorching desert sun, you encounter a chef. That probably doesn't sound all that strange comparatively, but hold on while I go into more detail. He has somehow hauled a full-sized iron potbelly stove out into this blistering hot hole and is cooking something on it, though you can't tell what because all you see in the pan is fire. Rather than being drenched in sweat, he's literally steaming. Furthermore, he is muttering wildly to himself. Hotter, gotta be hotter. Hot, hot, gotta cook right it through. Needs to be hot, hotter. Scam him out of some meat. Howdy there, having trouble with your cook stove? Not hot enough, can't get it hot enough. I see. Listen, maybe I can help you out. I've got this little bag of spices from distant lands. Spices, that's right. That's right, see here? Funny how it looks like sand, right? But a couple pinches of this will add an inferno to any dish. No, don't taste it, you have to cook it. It'll ruin your tongue for good if you put it in your mouth raw. Please, I must have it, hot! Sure, I understand, it's rare stuff, but I'm happy to sell it to someone in need. The chef buys your little bag of sand with a frantic gleam in his eye, and you mosey your way nonchalantly as he starts pouring it onto his slowly melting iron stove. Cool. How you doing on them jelly beans, kid? Got 'em. Wonderful. Good job, kid. Looks like they're all here, too. The goblins didn't eat any? It's a long and weird story. Well, never mind then. You've done a swell job, kid. I've only got one more jar of jelly beans missing. They were stolen by a gang of damn hippies. Why'd they take them? Hey, who knows what a hippie's thinking? All I know is that they took off headed south and a little bit west. Okay, I'll be right back. Shroom Cave. This vision is perfect for the mushroom cave. I recognize this. It's an extremely hallucinogenic Lactarius dirtihipica. Harvest it using mushroom pliers. You carefully pluck the Lactarius dirtihipica out of the ground and stow it away. It's a pale mushroom covered with a powdery layer of spores and lit from within with a subtle glow. Opens your third eye halfway. Someone lost a very dirty knapsack. This is a hand-drawn map in grubby fingerprints. It contains some loose bits of granola and some very, very dirty clothes. Oh, and a map. Read it. This map is labeled Shroom Locations and shows a weird and convoluted trail leading to a big X. You recognize the X as this very cave. The source of the trail looks like it's right near that weird fort full of dirty weirdos. This pile of bones is wearing some shrouded necromancer cultist clothes. Loot it. Human ashes, handful of loose teeth. Okay, you grab everything that isn't nailed to the bones, and then you grab the bones. This is a sticky note with a magic word written on it. Poor security practice. Grutch. The note says abracadaver. That's gotta be important. You stick the note into your journal. I should check that out. You open your necromancer, determine the rope receipt west of the mountains. Cryptic note you found about hell cow energy in case, okay, Hellstorm Ranch. Your knowledge of mushrooms combined with the carelessness of the necromancer's mushroom gathering cultists allowed you to narrow down the location to a strip of land between Big Canyon and the mountains between there and Dirtwater. Found a note with the magic word required to enter the tower once you find it. Abracadaver. Harvest it. What a strange lamp. Take it. You stole it in your pack. Fortunately, it isn't real lava. A lamp imbued with magic and filled with a strange lava-like substance. Use it. There isn't a good place nearby to set this thing up. You'll want to do it where you live. Okay. It's Roy Bean's beans! Grab them. Yoink! They do look pretty cool under the black light, you have to admit. It's a big jar of green-colored, citrus-flavored jelly beans that was stolen from Judge Roy Bean's place. He'll be grateful for their return. Your great-grandkids are going to love this kind of music. Or all the dirty hippies. Did they turn into mushrooms? Oh god. Ooh, mushrooms. Keep clear of the ones with black spots. I guess black spots are a pretty good warning sign for things you shouldn't eat. Are they super poisonous? Pig threw up so hard he turned himself inside out. Alright, you can go, Roy Bean. You find a crate lying at the side of the road. It has Lost Dutch Oven Mine stenciled on it. Isn't that way in the opposite corner of the territory? It's pretty lost. Can of kerosene. Caged canary. It's hard to be scared of anything with this little guy always chirping a cheerful tune. Finders keepers. I got him right here. Well, I'll be jiggered. I didn't figure on seeing any of them jelly beans again, and here you've brought back all 3 jars. I ain't much to reward you with other than a handshake, Ricky, but maybe I'll pay it back to you somehow in the future. Don't sweat it, Roy. I was happy to help. Well, does this really cost 6,000 meat? Well, normally it does, yes, but I guess seeing as how you helped me out with them bandits and goblins and damn dirty hippies, let's call her 5. 5 meat? Really? Yeah, I reckon. Better buy it in a hurry before I change my mind. Buy it! You hand over the meat. You almost feel bad because of the depth of the discount. Honey jelly bean. A rare and expensive jelly bean made from the honey of the Paraguayan murder bee. A rare and expensive jelly bean made from the honey. Okay, eat it. You eat the jelly bean and your vision immediately clears. Modern medicine is really amazing. Thank God. That was horrible. Bam, 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 bam. Might as well go to Frisco. Oh, the hair on the back of your neck is... okay, so I don't think I've read this before. The hair on the back of your neck stands up as you realize you've ridden in the midst of a herd of ghostly floating cowheads. You've heard that some ranchers, in a desperate effort to avoid the homecoming, deliberately drove their entire herds into the ocean. If that's what happened here, it didn't work, and these cows are very angry about it. And really, can you blame them? That's pretty messed up. Anyway, this herd of ghost cowheads. What's your next move? What's your move here? Fight them. Let's have a shoot, Nanny. Ghost Cow performs a special attack using mysticality for 39 physical damage. That almost killed me in 2 hits. You either sent those ghost cows onto a peaceful afterlife or back to the eternal fires of hell. Either way, they're not your problem anymore. Rest in peace, cows. These are the telltale signs of train robbery. Find the tracks. You jump onto Roko's back and ride like the wind, following the railroad tracks back into the desert. When you finally catch up, you stand up on Roko's saddle and leap onto the back of the train like a real badass, just barely catching the edge of the roof and pulling yourself up. Here's hoping you don't have to do that again. Your stuntman could have been killed. Looks like Susie decided not to join you on account of not having a stuntman, so you're on your own until you get back to Frisco. Phew! Atop the stolen train. You know, I think this is a good place to stop. 2.5 hours about? Yeah, that's a good place. Alright, so that was West of Loathing. I have no idea how close I am to finishing this. I don't know, this is area 3. There might be a 4th area. I feel like there is. So, we'll see. And, I mean, I love it still. It's still got the best jokes. I'm a little sad I got to the last Splatoon in the game. But, we'll see. Maybe it's just a ruse. But, we'll see. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. This has been West of Loathing. Hopefully I'll get to pick... I'll probably play this more tomorrow, actually. Yeah. Because, I should be able to stream tomorrow. So, remember, check my Twitter for updates and whenever I might be streaming. And, I'll see you next time. Later.